Have you ever felt that unsettling feeling, like something's just off? In my town, we live with it. Every single night, at precisely 2:17 a.m., a profound, unnatural silence falls over everything. It's not just quiet. It's a complete void of sound. No crickets, no distant cars, not even the hum of a refrigerator. It lasts for exactly 1 minute. Then, just as suddenly as it began, sound rushes back in, and the world is normal again. The first few times it happened, people dismissed it. A weird power fluctuation, a collective hallucination, anything but the truth. But then, the second part of the phenomenon became impossible to ignore. Every morning, one building in town has moved. Just a little. Maybe the library is a few inches closer to the street, or the post office is now slightly crooked, its corner overlapping the sidewalk. It was perfectly aligned with yesterday. It's subtle. So subtle that visitors would never notice. But for us, the residents, it's a slow, creeping dread. My name is Leo, and I've lived here my whole life. I remember as a kid, my bedroom window used to have a perfect view of the old clock tower. Now, it's mostly obscured by the corner of Mrs. Gable's house, which has been inching its way north for the past decade. We don't talk about it, not openly. It's like an unspoken agreement. To acknowledge it is to give it power. To admit that our reality is fracturing, 1 inch at a time. We just adaptación. We learn the new paths. We adjust our parking. We repaint the lines on the road. Life goes on. But the fear is always there. A low hum beneath the surface of our quiet lives. What happens when a building moves too much? What happens when there's no more room to adapt? Last week, something changed. The silence at 2:17 a.m. felt different. Deeper, colder. And in the morning, the change wasn't subtle. The old elementary school, abandoned for years, had moved a full 10 feet, its crumbling brick facade now blocking half of Main Street. Panic started to set in. People were whispering, pointing. The unspoken rule was broken. That's when I decided I couldn't just live with it anymore. I had to know what was happening at 2:17 a.m. I set up cameras, audio recorders, anything I could think of, all pointed at the school. I was determined to stay awake, to watch through that minute of silence, no matter how terrifying. That night, as the clock ticked towards the 17, my heart hammered against my ribs. I sat in my car, parked a safe distance away, my eyes glued to the monitors. 2:16. The world was still normal. The wind rustled the leaves. 2:17. Silence. Absolute, suffocating silence. Even the static on my audio recorder vanished. On the screen the school was still. And then, I saw it. It wasn't a sudden jolt. It was a smooth, horrifying glide. The building didn't shake or crumble. It moved as if it were on invisible tracks, sliding through the ground like a ghost. But that wasn't the most terrifying part. As it moved, for a split second, I saw something in the dark. Empty windows. Figures. Dozens of them, pale and featureless, standing motionless, their faces turned towards the town. They weren't looking out. They were looking at us. The minute ended. Sound crashed back in. The figures were gone. The school sat silently in its new, menacing position. I now know the truth. We're not the only residents of this town. We are simply living in a terrarium, a plaything for whatever is inside those moving walls. They aren't just moving the buildings. They're rearranging their world. And every night, at 2:17 a.m., they watch us. I don't know what they're waiting for, but I know that one day, the buildings will stop moving. And on that day, the doors will open. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more Strange Tales.